Hello, and welcome to the Tiny Artist TV Color Palette Challenge Character Creation Challenge live stream. So for today, we are doing character number 65. Um, and as you can see, I'm a little unprepared today. Not so much so that I don't have an idea of what I'm going to make this character into, but I don't have the sketch. I'm working with the model because I want to get right into the character. Like, I know what I want it to be, and I don't want to spend a bunch of time trying to figure out the pose. So I have my pose assistant here. And in addition, I just need to say I will not be streaming tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving, so if you're in America, you celebrate. Happy Thanksgiving. I will not be streaming tomorrow, but the video that I was working on from Saturday's character that I missed from Saturday's stream, that will be going up in lieu of me doing a stream. And then Friday, I suppose in the spirit of Black Friday, I will be doing a double character stream. So I'll be doing two characters on Friday, but no stream tomorrow, but I will be posting a video. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Pull this up, and we're just going to get right into it. And you'll see as the drawing goes on, I have once again dressed for the occasion. Very much dad on vacation vibes. So as you can see, this character is going to be a chameleon. The color palette is Arizona, and at first I thought I had already done this color palette because it is very similar to Cozy Sweater, but it is, I had to color pick, I had to put the palettes side by side and color pick to make sure that the palette app had not given me duplicate of the same palette, and the differences are darn near negligible. But to kind of separate, because Cozy Sweater, I did Cozy Sweater for the dynamic poses video that I did back in, I believe it was sometime over the summer, so like maybe June. I don't think it was as late as July, but I had done a multi-armed archer character, and so I wanted to get as far away from that idea as possible. So how much further can you get than a sword-wielding chameleon? Alright, and this mouth needs to be open. So let me go ahead. Tail is going to come out here, and then his mouth is going to be open, and the tongue is going to come out here. So the jaw, we're going to lower the jaw a little bit, bitty bit. And just open that slightly so the tongue can come out this way. Tongues are relatively thick. And they have this like huge sticky ball on the end, so I want to make sure that I'm not making the tongue too thin anywhere. I do have a blue. Is that going to be too gross if I do like a big slobbery whatever? Oh, and I wanted to do look at this, like he's sliding in. Okay. I know quite a few, I know the sentiment is changing, but quite a few people still think that using the poser is cheating. And it kind of feels like it to an extent, but it's a tool. It's there for you to use. And even though I may be tracing the pose kind of one-to-one, the rest of the character is going to be all me. So, like, who cares if you ended up having to trace the pose as long as the character is still your idea, your vision. Usually, nowadays, instead of just going right over the poser, though, I'll just have a small, and there are some streams where I have this, I'll have a small version like off to the side somewhere so I can see it, but I'll still be drawing the pose organically. Because sometimes they are a little stiff, and I like to make the motion a little more fluid usually. So it won't look exactly like tracing over this is going to look different than if I minimized it and drew it off to the side. But yeah, 6 minutes in. In this case, I will give myself the 15 minutes for the sketch. I'm not going to set the timer. That's kind of a foregone thing at this point anyway. I don't think I've set the timer for my streams since the first week. And it was a novel concept, but realistically, and it was supposed to kind of help me loosen up. But it was just kind of, overall, I think it was stressing me out a little bit more. Alright, this is supposed to be roots, not flame, but the flowiness of it still kind of looks like flames. The color placement on this, let me make this green. Initially, I was thinking of making him orange, get to further separate from the other character that I've already done. But because the sword is going to be these two colors. Maybe I should just make him, because this green is like a perfect chameleon green, and just make his stripes orange and blue. Because I wanted to make him orange and then have his arms and legs have the blue at the end, and then have a transition from blue to green to like his orange body, but looking more at the way chameleons actually like the coloration shifts. It's kind of always in this like stripy pattern. It's not solid blocks of color like the way I had initially envisioned, which is, I mean, I suppose it would be fine if this was like a fantasy character. I guess he still is, because chameleons are not bipedal, even though they have like little grabby hands, have very human emotive qualities. I do want to, like, it's not going to be 100% accurate, but I do at least want to get that right, so it still reads as chameleon. Just want to give him a big Buster Sword type deal. He's probably a little smaller than a Bustard Sword, but you get the gist. Alright, you're in the way. And out of the way. I'll bring you back when it's time for eyes and whatnot. Alright, time for eyes and whatnot. So they're very much kind of like conical. Let me get rid of the model so I can actually see. Oh, I didn't get a reference from the front. Just a sec. Let me look that up real quick. Because this, he's got like this eye ridge here. And here. Which I guess technically him having this, and this isn't, you know, species correct for the veiled chameleon. But this kind of gives them a more animated look too. Alright, so the sockets are going to go here. Let's empty those out just a little bit. No. It would be too easy to make him like wall it like that. I don't want to make him look like absolutely bonkers. Just a touch crazy. Yeah, from the front, the first one that came up is like kind of wild. I do want to fix these ridges. I'm still going to make it big, but it's all going to be one ridge instead of two separate ridges. So yeah, kind of more like this. Yeah, I don't know if I show. Is that going to focus? It's not going to focus. That's fine. What this is showing me is that I can make the eyes bigger. And get a little bit, get the width of the mouth back in. It's kind of weird. He almost looks like a Power Ranger, like the original Sentai helmets. Since they were based on dinosaurs, and chameleons definitely have a little bit of a dinosaur-esque look to them. I know the eyes are different sizes right now. I'll fix it when I get to the line art. 14 minutes. I have 1 minute left. He needs his toesies, which the grippers. Yeah, that's good. These you're not really going to be able to see because his hand is going back. Oh, excuse me. So that's fine for that, because you can at least still tell that it's like clawed and not like a typical hand. Same for this. I'll just make this a 2 ridge knuckle instead of a 4 ridged knuckle. Now, he's not going to be naked. He's going to be wearing a Hawaiian shirt, and it's going to be flapping in the breeze. the shirt is going to move like this with the back of the tongue. Alright, so we've got the collar coming around. Sleeve. Doing a big dramatic billow. The other one go like this. Got the other collar. Yeah, this is definitely not going to be like accurate to the way a shirt would flow out, but I just wanted to be kind of like dramatic and breezy more than anything. So let's erase the shoulder and some of these lines here so I can actually see what's happening. And then, let's see. Well, I guess in this regard, he is going to be shirtless because the shirt is open. Khaki shorts, a requirement for any vacation dad's esteemed wardrobe. Give him a little bony elbow. Most of this paint job is going to be texture. So just bear with me when I get to that stage. Let's see. Yeah, clear some of this out so I can see this a little bit better. And just let those be boxy. Let's get a couple extra pockets because they have to be cargo khakis. And right, yeah, the tail. Pretty much got the tail in one go. Doing the line art for the tail is going to be another story, but as far as the sketch, the position of the tail, that's good to go. Oh, his other foot. All right, you get out of the way so I can actually see where his foot's going to go. Yeah. This is good pre-Thanksgiving energy. I'm digging this. Oh man. And I did go a little bit over on my sketch time, but you know what? It's fine. I think, do I need to do this instead and then have that billow out like that? So you can see his crusty kneecaps. That seems to be more accurate with the way this one is shaped. But there's going to be bunching here. This is still going to have that little thing, the little like pocket tassel that some of them have. And then I want to do a wallet chain because he's not anime enough. So I'm gonna do a little chain. Yeah. Okay. So pose is done. Is there any chameleon features? Well, it looks like he has 3 little grippers. So let me fix the foot real quick. So I think the front hands look like this, but the back hands, I like it better with 2 toes, but that's not right. Maybe he has a mutation. Yeah, it looks better with 2 toes, even though that's not correct. Okay, ready to get started on the line art. Let's see how long this takes. Lower, lower, lower. And then for this one, of course I'm going to use the crunchy pen. What else would you use to line a chameleon with a giant anime sword? Let's go. Ooh. Yeah, let's go dark green. Like a dark gray green. I don't want it to clash with the orange, but I think it'll... This particular... Let me make it a little more yellow. A little more yellow-green. Or should I make it teal? Push it into teal. Because that'll look good with all of the colors. Alright. Let's go! No, I'll just do that with shading. So, the reason I was so ill-prepared today, ended up having to do combat with a mouse in my kitchen this morning. And even though I did not catch said mouse, I ended up spending the rest of my morning rearranging my kitchen, pantry, and dining room. So, we do have some, what would you call them? Ethical, safe? They're not like this sticky insta-kill mouse traps. We have the ones that are basically like catch and release. They, like, you put the bait in, the trap closes, and then once they're in there, you let them outside. Because, I like mice, just not in my, kitchen. And I don't think that's a wild thing to say. I'm pretty sure PETA doesn't watch my streams, so I'm not planning on catching any heat for that. This guy is absolutely wild. I love this. Anyway, so yeah, that's why not only was I starting the stream a little bit later than I had intended, because I did want to start it at 9 today, but had no sketch, just an idea and hope and a prayer. So, yeah. Let me see. There's space here, there's space here. Okay. I just want to make sure those are... that they look similar enough. It's got the crusty mouth thing going on. The open jaw. And the tongue. You know, I think this is a good balance to this, so I am going to do a little bit of the bleh, the slobber coming off of the tongue. It just keeps the piece fun and like so completely unserious. Like it's already like mad unserious. But it's adding just those little extra elements makes it even more so. And I definitely want to keep the piece light and fun today. Not that the pieces I've been doing are heavy. Oops, what did I do yesterday? Oh, another Festian. And then got into a lore deep dive about Festus. I mean, someone will like it. Maybe. If no one else likes it, I like it. Festus is definitely my little pet project that I keep coming to. It's not a big enough world to do its own thing, and I don't want to make it its own thing because I have so many projects that I need to like dive deep into, and I've been like kind of like spreading wide. I need to dive deep, but Festus is just one of those things that I like to come back to every now and then. Oh, you know what? I will leave that in the sketch, and I will do that with white. Color. And his bony chameleon chest. Chameleons are, like, they look chunky, but some of the pictures I found, they're like, they have big heads and their bodies are like really like thin in the middle. I was planning on naming this character, or at least like his power move, Hawaiian Punch. So I did do some research and found out that there is an invasive species of chameleon called, I believe it's Jackson's chameleon, and they're the ones that have like the Triceratops horns. And yeah, those guys are like really skinny. So that's your fun fact for today, is that Jackson's chameleon is an invasive species to Hawaii. Now, veiled chameleons do also live in Hawaii. They're chill. They're chill little guys. They're supposed to be there. But Jackson chameleons don't have a lot of natural predators, and apparently they breed super fast, so it's a problem, especially considering that their prey is a lot of native bird and insect species to Hawaii. So, yeah. I didn't see if there was any sort of like capture order for them, like if you see one, get it out of there. But as far as I could tell, it's kind of like a problem that they're trying to keep in check. But it's very difficult, again, considering the factors of not a lot of natural predators and the way they repopulate. All right, yeah, that's, you can tell it's a shirt. there's enough there that you can see that what's going on here. All right, and cargo shorts. Do I need to make this pen a little bit smaller? Some of these lines, I might be being whatever heavy-handed. But I think let me try a 7. It might be too small. Yeah, like a 7's not bad. But I also feel like I'm now pressing down harder with the 10 because it's already a bigger pen. I don't have as much propensity to push down as hard, especially since trying to zoom through this because I know I have a big color job ahead of me. So all the little stippling and color changes. Okay, the little pocket and the little flappy thing. Guess the cargo shorts are going to end up being this color. That'll work. Since the only other place these colors are going to be is back over here, so yeah, that'll work. So I guess they won't be khakis, but they'll still be cargo shorts. And I just had another thought that if I make him green and then make the stripes orange and blue, I can make his shirt orange and then have the pattern on that be green and blue with like tropical leaves on it. It's coming together. We're having a good time. Trying to not think about the mouse that's currently hiding behind my fridge. Just don't think about it. This is just one of the perks of living in the country. Sometimes you get unexpected visitors. And the house that we're in, it's an older house. So there are just like little secret pockets that the critters know about that we don't, and we're slowly discovering those pockets and sealing them up. So there's one cabinet we've already had to seal, and we haven't had the mice come back in that cabinet since then. But they found another pocket in another cabinet. So yeah. Understandably, I can see with the size of this one, I can see how he got in because he was like this big. He's like baby mouse. I mean, obviously not a baby mouse because he's not a pinky, but like very, very, very itty bitty. Again, out of context, absolutely adorable. In my house, absolutely not. Oh. Little grippers. Do they have claws? Like claws proper? Yeah, they have little toenails. I'll give them some toenails. Oh, maybe what I'll do... Yeah, because this looks like it already has one extra ring. I'll keep this one small, and this one I'll put some color on it. It's unlocking his Sharingan. This might be easier to like do partially in just color, so I don't have to line out all of the branches. I do at least want to get the sword, the body of the sword, well, the blade of the sword, outlined. But I think I'm only going to do like some of the branches, and the rest of it I'll kind of treat it like really thick hair, just in the way that like I'll do a main base of the hair and then some wispies outside of that. Come on, hand, steady, steady. How are we looking? Still need to do the tail. And these I'll just roughly, the little dust clouds will just kind of be roughly outlined. Ooh, see, I knew this was going to get tricky. Because those lines are so close together. Make that thinner. Style that out a little bit. There we go. And I don't think they have like, well, they sort of have little bumpies along the tail. Yeah, if I do this, just to imply the bumpies, and then clean some of this up so it's a little more readable. I really cut into that. This section is thick. All right. Yeah, and then all the stripes and patterns and everything, that will just be part of the coloring. See, it looks like the belly is mostly solid stripes all along the back and tail. Arms are solid. Well, he's got some little stripes on his arms because that's what I wanted to do little bit of banding here and here. Oh, not that. Turn this off. And this arm, thin that out just a little bit. Because his forearm isn't like super muscular, it's just kind of thick. So you have like thick, stumpy arms. All right. Yep, outlining this little bit of anime dust. And here. Should I do, let's see, side are the buttons on? Okay, on the left or on the right? So they would be over on this side. So button slots are over here. So I currently have 0 viewers, but I'm not surprised because once again, it's in the morning. I'm surprised and grateful when anyone shows up this early in the day. But I'm sure people are also, again, traveling for the holiday, or cooking and whatnot. That's another reason why, like, I could stream tomorrow morning, but I have a apple crumble coffee cake to make for tomorrow's gathering. So I will not be streaming. Because even though it bakes up fairly quickly, I've got to let it cool, and then we have to travel. So I'm just not even going to worry about it. If you're interested, though, the recipe is from All Recipes, and I've made it once before for a different event. And the recipe as is fine, but I'm going to spice it up a little bit because it does call for cinnamon, but I thought that it could use a little more pumped up apple-y flavor, so I'm going to add a little bit more of those classic fall spices like ginger and a little bit of nutmeg, maybe a little bit of clove for some deep spice, and then maybe use 1 extra apple because the pan I have to double the recipe anyway, so it's not going to hurt me to add an extra apple and then double the crumble that's on top too. So I think that's it's just flour, brown sugar, and butter. The way I actually ended up doing it was I used, instead of flour, snickerdoodles. Like, I crushed them up in the food processor and used that as the crumble on top. Ooh, was A+. A+ dessert. Because I'm not usually a fan of coffee cake just because it tends to be dry, but this recipe was like it was almost like a crustless pie, except that the crust was the cake itself. It was nice and moist, because the apples, you don't cook them ahead of time, so the apples get baked into the dessert and they release their moisture and it keeps the cake nice and moist. And it still has like a little bit of that dry coffee cakeness that's kind of like, this would be really good with some ice cream or like some sort of sweet liquid, but not so much so that like you couldn't just eat it by itself. So very glad that I stumbled upon that recipe. We'll be making it, we'll be adding it to my holiday repertoire in addition to my harvest cake that I usually, at this point, I usually have made at least 2. I have not made harvest cake the first this season. Just for planning, it just didn't work out. And at this point, if I want to, I don't have any more pumpkin in my cabinet. So I would need to go out to the store, and I am not going out to the store in like the pre-Thanksgiving rush. No, I try to avoid going to the store as close to Thanksgiving as I possibly can. So it works out that my grocery day is usually on Tuesday. Close enough that I can take advantage of all the Thanksgiving grocery sales without the madness in the crowd. Yeah, this is from here to here. This is a rare 1-to-1 translation. Usually some things get a little lost in translation. Well, actually, yesterday's was pretty good. Keeping of the form as well. Oh, forgot to set this as reference. But this is definitely what I was going for in terms of like just zany energy. So go ahead and color the main body. And get the mouth. Did I forget a line under the tongue? Looks a little... Let me see here. Yeah, okay. I don't know, man. Maybe I still want to make him orange. Oh. Something about the green just feels like it's green is not a creative color. Yeah, I think I still want to make him orange and then just make the stripes green and blue instead of orange and blue. Oh no, if I do that, that's gonna mess that up. Okay, let's do it this way. Just play around with this a little bit. I'm just getting the general shape in. And then get the blue. Okay, all right, so what does he look like if I do orange? With blue in the middle. Okay, that does read a little bit better. All right, so I'll just need to clean up clean that coloring up. Let me go ahead and get the rest of the bases, and then I can just select all of my green and do the stripes. Yeah, the toenails aren't going to be green. I don't know why I did that. The tongue can be this color, I suppose. This is like a chameleon tongue green, except for let's not do the whole thing. Let's do just part of the thing. And the eyes. So let's see where the sockets end and the eyes begin, because the eyes are typically just these little black dots. But I want to make his eyes orange. So that they stand out a little bit. I'll just have if I still like that on a little bit. I like it better if it's, you know, just the solid green with the black in the middle. This I still wanted to make orange though. Let's see. Yeah, because they do have like a bit of highlight on their crest. So this looked right because it is right. And then along here, yeah, he's got like this situation. A belly, I am going to add an additional color and make his belly just a little bit lighter. Now, knowing that this is more of like this color, I think I'm going to make the pants the darker of the pinky reds instead. And then the inside, I'm going to make this color. It's very slowly crossing over into Kingdom Hearts fashion territory. He just needs a few more zippers and pockets, and I think he'll be there. Alright, I'm at 54 minutes. Oh, the tail. How could I forget the tail? I think in that regard, I'll make this color then. And then along the mouth will also be this color. And then I'll zoom in and clean that up a little bit. They have that sort of like crusty, bumpy texture on their lips. Let me get rid of this. I don't need this light anymore. Be gone. Yeah. Oh, he's so fun! Alright, so the sword. Oh, let's see. The back of the sword, it's like a mix of these. Let me start with this color and then just do some of that darker red interspersed. It's almost hard to tell where some of these shapes begin and some of them end, but that's kind of the point. It's all just like a big gnarled twisted branch situation. And I'm going to add a little more gnarliness to it once the bases are cleaned up. Alright, where are we going? Because some of this is texture and some of it is branch splitting. I think that's branch splitting. I'm just going to start doing some of this. It almost looks like veins. That's not what we're going for, but I don't hate it. And a little bit here. So maybe this is texture then. Because if this goes down like this, like I said, it's all kind of crunchy, wibbly, wobbly. Let's do a little bit more in here. Alright, and little offshoots here on the hilt. I guess the sword doesn't truly have like a pommel. I mean, because this is where it would be, but there's no like hard set end to it. If anything, it's almost more like a double blade. Okay, now what color is the sword going to be? Because I could make it red, which kind of was the initial intent. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, that works, because it almost looks like this is all made out of the same wood, and this is like the bark strippings, and this is like the fresh wood that's been exposed from stripping the bark. So that still works. Just get a little bit of this going on, and now it really does look like veins. These are like it's red and pink, and not like a pink. It's like a tissue pink, which is why it worked for the tongue. Try to keep that looking more like wood. I get the little tassels on the pockets. Trying not to look at anything else because I know some of this is probably really messy. So if all the bases are done, that's actually not that bad. What's happening here? Is that a line that I forgot? I think I forgot a line. Hold up. Either that or it's like That's the little pocket piece. Make that smaller. That's this. That's that. And then this is also got a little divot there. And clean this up just a little bit. There's a few little bits and pieces, little crumbs that didn't quite get some color. Which is, when you're working with a crunchy brush, that's bound to happen. Let's see, the shirt could use a little bit of a cleanup. What kind of pattern? Should I just do palm trees? And blue leaves or blue flowers. Yeah, green leaves, blue hibiscus. That'll look good. Clean up this crunchiness around his mouth. Just make that a little more inside the lines, like so. Okay. Now the eyes still need some help. First off, this needs to be cleaned up, but it needs like some shading or something around it, so that it doesn't all look like it's just wrinkles. It needs some depth. Is that too deep? That green might be a little. Yeah, it's just gonna be a lot of this. A lot of stippling. I don't know, I still don't like his eyes blue. But they look green, they don't look like they have a lot going on with them. Maybe I should just go ahead and make the pupil like a... Since he's already anthropomorphized. Or not the pupil, the eyeball proper, the fleshy bit. I keep looking at this and I don't think it needs an outline now. It's a little distracting. But this is fine. His little hands, do I make those lighter? They are just a little bit lighter. I'll see if I like the way that looks. Yeah. Now should I do it for only his hands? Let's see what the feet look like if I do that. It almost looks like he has chicken feet. No, we'll do just the hands. Oh, the slime on the tongue. I'll do it in a light blue. With the Sino pen, set to 17. Cool. I'm going to go ahead and add multiply. Let's do that in the orange. Orange is going to be a good color for the shadows, and this one keeps it nice and tropical. What does that look like on here? Yeah, it's barely noticeable on the red. So I might have to do the teal on the red just so there's a little bit of difference. Without being like too dark, because this red is already like a very dark, it's saturated color. Yeah, even the teal it's so... I'm probably going to end up using a gray instead of that teal. It was a good idea, but it's too heavy. Back to the patterning. So we're doing green palm leaves and blue hibiscus. Sorry if I get quiet. I'm back to my concentration station. Reminds me of another story. I don't know if I'll tell it on stream. Probably not. Something that happened to me in middle school regarding the word concentration. If someone asks, maybe I'll explain. But yeah, it's unnecessary. Oh, he's so fun. He's so fun. I love it. I use on the stripes. That's why I was thinking I hadn't used blue anywhere in this character. It was because I was that. What is going on here? Hold on a second. Oh, I see chat. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, the anime pose is fun. Do I need to change? You know what? We're gonna change the music because I noticed that both times it glitched. The station restarted, so we're just gonna change the music. Might need to put some leafies right here. Maybe just one or two. And half a flower like here. And some leafies down here. Yeah. Oh, he's so fun. I know I've said that like a million times, but put some shading on here. Oh, yeah, actually, factually, I did want to do that. Okay. Yeah, I wanted to do a big palm tree shadow over his head. I might need to do it in green. Or blue. Yeah, blue. Let's do blue. Because that way it'll still look like a shadow. It's reading a little weird. I'll save that for the end. Because I have... Well, what I can do instead... Hold up. I've got this. And then I can do... this. Yep, that's... Yeah. Take this one and do with this. Nope, back up here. Back up, back up. Let's get the eyes in light and the rest of it in shadow. Still looks kind of crazy without the context of having another palm tree back here. No, let's change this to multiply. Yeah, that's better. That's a little more like obvious that it's a palm tree covering, but it's covering up all my pattern. I'll post this as an alternate version, because I don't like that it's covering up his shirt so much, but if I make it too transparent, it just looks like weird patterning and not necessarily like a palm tree shadow. Decisions. Well, for now I'm going to turn that layer off. So that is a decision I am confident with making. Okay, so we'll start with, let me pick this and this. And get started on the stripes. I'm at an hour 19. And it's got larger stripes along the tail. And I'll make the tip of the tail orange, because it's fun. Yeah, there seems to be, as far as the references that I do have, like a hard stop here and here. So I'm gonna do a little bit of orange stippling along the edge of the belly, right here, and here, and here. Anything else with the hood? There's like a little bit of a gradient. Let me move this. I can't see. I don't need to worry about the tail. Yeah, I can do like a little watercolor brush. Or maybe if I do this one, I can keep some texture and it won't blend quite as harshly. It's like here and here. And then kind of along the back edge here. Yeah, it just keeps a little more integrity of the color and the overall texture, because if I just did it as a watercolor brush, it would just like muddy everything up. Everybody's got stripes. All the arms, all the legs have stripes. I can fit one more in the elbow. Little one right here. Okay, let's do here. No, because that bleeds into that. Okay, so now we'll do blue. Let me pick it from over here. Just make sure it's not blending with anything else. A little bit of gradation in the scales there. And along here, I'm at an hour 24. I'm almost done. Just need to do the last little thing is anything that I'm going to do with the sword, because the woodwork still needs a little bit of work. And then once I'm done here, I can finish editing the video for tomorrow. Yeah. It's like stylized, but you can obviously still tell that it's supposed to be a chameleon. Let's get some highlights on this sword. Use a lighter pink. Oh, come on. Fill the gap, fill the gap. Dang. Still just a little crunchy on the edges. Probably didn't have enough area scaling. Oh. Bad idea. Bad idea. Whew. And a little bit here. A little bit here. And a little bit here. Oh, the hilt. Duh. That needs a little bit of tree texture, a little bit of attention. Ooh, and that's messy. I'll clean that up. Alright, I'm going to put the shadow back on, and hopefully it doesn't look... it's still so dark right here. Maybe what I need to do... why did that happen? You know what? It's because of the layer mask. I'm gonna brighten it up just a little bit. Oh, it's not working because it's set to a color. All right, I gotta change this. Oh, and that's not what I wanted it to do either. Okay. Change of plan. What I would like to happen is that this is selected. But when I select this, it selects the whole mask. Alright, let's see if I rasterize it and then get rid of the mask. Oh, well that's okay. I figured that, okay. So I just need to brighten up this section here. Well, there we go. Why didn't that work the first time I tried it? Is it because it wasn't rasterized? Ooh-wee. The joys of digital art. It's so easy. Alright. That's better. So now it's a little bit of light to dark action happening. That's too bright. And then this needs to be fuzzed out because it's further away from the source of where the shadow's coming from. So that's going to be this brush. And a little bit along here. Honestly, I might as well just blur the whole thing if I'm going to do that. But some of it still needs to be sharp. I still think I'll just do this as like an alternate version because while it looks better than when it was just like a harsh dark shadow, I still like it better just with the colors. Alright, let me get the frame on here. So now you can actually see me finish everything off. This is usually the way I finish these pieces off stream. It's not a big deal. It's just dropping this in, changing it to a color that works, and it usually involves me moving this as well. Maybe just a little bit. If I turn it. Make sure that it's straight and even. Okay. Yeah, I don't typically want it higher than the character. I think it is best down in this corner, which needs to be vertical instead of horizontal. Let's do orange outline with a teal middle. Except I can't see because this bar is in my way again. What in the world? What's this? Alright, well, you know what? I'll worry about that later because I can't get the bar out of the way. Usually I don't have a problem, but the character is done, so I'm going to go ahead and call this a stream. A successful stream. Maybe I just need to start using posers more often to expedite the drawing process, make sure that I can get these done in 2 hours. But this was also a less complicated character than what some of what I had been doing. So yeah, that is going to end today's stream. Hold on, there we go, and I'll see you guys next time.